its ups and downs. Turn your pretty face to an ugly frown. Seems that when I fix one thing,
Hello, welcome back to The Awakening. I'm your host, Angela Brown. Today's topic, today is going to be Credit Talks. The reason why I've chosen 2 shows, and probably at least 3 more of these shows, is because of all the people who stop me in Walmart, CVS, anywhere I go, even in the ladies' room. So my guest today is Howard Townsell. He was here with me about a week and a half ago, and he's very intelligent, very good about money, because he's going to help me with mine. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's so fun to have you back here.
So nice to be here.
Do you? You feel like a real close friend, not just a viewer on my show. Or
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
Okay, let's start. How do we feel? How should we feel about our credit if it drops below 700?
Well, today you should feel that you need to try to get it above 700,
Okay.
given the fact that the lending institutions are gauging us from a different perspective than they did in the past. In the past, 700.
What do you mean by that?
Well, 700 credit score in the past would not be such a bad score. I mean, you still could get different type of loans that you could qualify for.
Mm-hmm.
Given today's time, with the economic situation the way that it is, 700 credit score may very well be the threshold where they just won't approve you.
Really? The higher the score, the more money you can get?
Well, yeah, well, not so much the more money you can get, but the higher the score is going to give you the better chance at obtaining a loan.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give them the ability to know that you are credit worthy, that you are an individual that's less of a risk to lend money to.
Oh, okay. We were discussing before the show about having credit cards taken away from us.
Yes.
I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to use the words I used last time.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking about the thing that you were saying about how you have too much credit and they just take it from you. And sometimes it's not good that they do these things because, you know, you've shown that you are a good customer. You are the type of individual that pay your bills and you pay your bills on time.
I've never been late with a bill in my life.
So
never.
Why would you be one who actually would have their credit taken from them? So one of the things that I figure happens is this: you're not the type of credit customer that they want to have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not going to make a lot of money off of you.
That's for real.
You know, and they want a type of customer who's going to consistently be late, who's going to pretty much go over their limit, and they're going to charge late fees and over the limit fees. And these fees are going to be tacked on top of your actual payment. And then if you get to a point where your payment is only being applied to the principal, you're never going to see your debt go away.
Now, what is the principal?
The principal is the amount that you actually charged.
Okay.
You actually charge this amount, okay? And, you know, whatever you pay on top of it, it will go to the principal. But for the most part, if they put these fees on top of the principal amount, and the fees is going to be taken out of what you actually pay, you're never going to get your principal down.
So I'm never going to get a payment credited to my account.
Well, pretty much.
They're going to use my hard-earned money, but I'm not going to get any deductions. I'm being added on and on.
If you're late and if you go over the limit, yes, they're going to charge you those fees. And the unfortunate part about it is, I said the last show, it could be one day late. Now, let's talk about this. This is
Go
something.
right ahead. The floor is yours.
This is something that I think a lot of people need to understand. If you are one day late, why accept being one day late? Why not pick up the phone and call them and explain to them your situation and tell them, look at my credit history, look at the length of time that I've been on time, and why wouldn't you guys be willing to, you know, to take that late payment off? And most people just assume that they won't take it off. You just got to make that phone call. You just got to communicate with your credit lenders and let them know, you know, you are a type of individual that pay on time, and this is just an unforeseen circumstance that happened one time, and you don't want it to affect your credit score. And the reason that I say you don't want it to affect your credit score is this: depending on what that late payment is, let's say that it's your mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
If it's your mortgage, your credit score can drop 50, 75, even 100 points. You know, and you've worked so hard.
How can that happen?
It's just the scoring system and the mechanism
They
that
put the screws to us
It's
because
just the
we
way-
don't know anything.
It's just the way they have it set up. And, you know, and that's one of the things that we have to do. We have to become more educated about, you know, the different guidelines that they have set up. We have to become educated to a point where you may not know all the ins and out, but at least know enough so that you can get ahead, so that you can start winning.
Because they don't take anything off of your bill, then is what you're saying. You can make a payment and you're late and you've got this and that on it. Then your payment, maybe you send in a $100 payment. Maybe you
$60, $30, $40, $50 is going towards
and you
the
just look and
fees.
say, well, what the hell happened to me?
It's going towards your fees. And it's unfortunate. So one of the things that I try to tell people all the time is, don't expect somebody to repair your credit specifically just for you. You want them to repair your credit, and you want them to teach you about credit. You want them to teach you and have a good understanding about how to use credit. And that's some of the things that people tend to do. They go to these different agencies or they go to these different companies and they say, here's my credit score. Can you fix it? And the people will say, yeah, we can take care of it, we can fix it for you. But what you end up not happening is 6 months later, when whatever it is they sent to the credit bureaus, whatever form letters they try to get to send so that these deleted items can come off your credit report, a lot of people don't know that these items can be placed right back on your credit report. Because what happens is the lenders or the credit agency that you went to or that you made these purchases from, they'll say, no, these debts are valid, and they can show validity that you actually owe it. So it goes back on your credit report. And now you're back in the same situation where you were before. And you still don't know now how to get it off your credit report by just simply following the specific principles of doing so, which are paying your bills on time, minimizing your debt to credit ratio, making sure that you have different types of credit. Also, you don't want to have a lot of inquiries on your credit report. Inquiries can bring your credit score down if you're just constantly going out trying to obtain loans, trying to obtain credit. And what people tend to not understand is, let's say, for instance, you're going to look for an apartment or you're going to look for a house or a car. Well, if you're going to go and look for a car and you know that you're going to go to 3 or 4 different car dealerships, if you do it within a 2-week period of time, it's only going to count to you as one inquiry. And people don't know it. They'll go this weekend and the next weekend and the next weekend, and you got 3 or 4 weeks of searching for a vehicle, and they're now going to charge you each time that somebody pulled your credit as an inquiry. But if you'd have did this in a 2-week span, it'll be just one inquiry because they know what you're doing. They know you're out shopping for a vehicle.
That is really, you're like an encyclopedia.
Hey.
And I'm flipping the pages and you're giving me all these answers.
I've done a lot of studying and I've done a lot of research.
I can tell
myself.
that. You're a brainy man.
Thank you.
You do. It's not, when I say brainy, I'm not trying to put you down or anything.
understand.
But you're highly intelligent. I can see it in your face.
Thank you so much.
Now go back again about the car deal. If you don't keep watching, in 2 weeks' time you could get your...
Let's say, for instance, you go to apply for a
Okay,
loan.
see, I want a Mercedes-Benz because I do.
Okay.
One day I'm going to have one, okay? And I go to one dealer, and then I go to another dealer, and then another one, another one.
And let's say that the time period within you've gone to these dealerships had passed the 2-week period.
But what is the 2-week period for?
Because it gives the Bureau the indication that you are looking for a vehicle, and they're not going to charge you every time somebody goes and pull your credit report.
Oh, okay.
And they're not going to place an inquiry on your credit report every time. You may have, Ford Motor Credit, you may have another finance company look, or the dealership itself. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, this individual is out shopping for a vehicle. If he shops for a vehicle within 2-week period of time, we're going to charge only one inquiry for that particular search.
Okay. So if you're going to do something like that, you should do it at least in 2 weeks' time.
In a 2-week period.
I'm going to share something with you I've been fighting. This was really hurt me. Someone, I'm not going to tell you the name of the credit company because I'm going to sue.
Ooh.
Someone called and used my name, and they sent that person a credit card in my name.
Oh, that's fraud.
That is fraud.
Yes.
That person bought several $1,000s worth of clothes, alcohol. I've got a listing. I've already been to the police department,
Really?
and I have a list of all this stuff, plus a car.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
And oh my God, it's right as rain.
Yeah, you definitely need to pursue that.
This person did that to me. But what they did wrong, they took my name, put it on a credit card, and sent her that card to her home.
Oh, the credit card company
The
did
credit card company did that, not me.
that? Okay, that's not good. You need to pursue that because, see, now what they've done is they've gone and taken your name. This is your name. This is what you live for. And they've pretty much taken this individual as if they're you.
They exactly thought it was me.
It's completely fraud. It's illegal.
Because 2 bills came to my home. And on the bills, one was mine and one was this other person's. So it was my name that she used, okay? She called off as my daughter, okay? And gave my home address and everything. So, I mean, I've got a nice fat bill that's going to a big, nice lawyer.
You need to pursue that.
Yes. Oh, I won't. Oh, the money's all been cleared.
Okay.
Oh, they went down on their hands and knees practically begging for doing what they did.
Okay.
But that doesn't take care of the stress that I went through.
Yeah.
And the living hell that you can't sleep at night. Even though the car had like $40,000 on it. They bought a car. She bought a car.
So now they got it all straight
They
in terms
got,
of...
yeah. But I think they should have a little shock put into them now.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
And of all things, it was a family member.
You know what's unfortunate?
What?
That's at least 75 to 80% of the fraudulent activity that happens. It's normally someone you know. It's someone who you probably trusted at some point in time.
Very
It
close
could have been-
family member,
Could have
very.
been a very close family member. Could have been a roommate.
And I was devastated when I found that
I
out.
remember distinctly when we were in collections. And
I worked collections too.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me last time. What happened is they would ask you, are you willing to pursue this individual? Because they're going to do their investigation. And what happens, most people, when they recognize and find out who that individual was that actually did that, maybe it may be a brother, maybe a sister, cousin, and maybe even sometimes a parent. And you don't want to, pursue your parent, your mom, or your
It just
dad.
made me mad.
I know, I understand, but and then they'll say, no, that's okay. I don't want to pursue any charges. I don't want to press charges. But at the same time, that's the only way they will move forward in the investigation and try to recoup your funds.
My name was on the card, and her name was on the card too. But I never knew anything about it until the bills started flying in my house.
Well, you definitely need to pursue it.
Well, I've got the money back on the credit card, but the thing is, I want to do something to that credit card company now.
Yeah.
They had no business using my name.
They didn't. They didn't. And I'm pretty certain that they know they made a huge mistake.
Oh, they do. Sent me a beautiful letter and all that, but that's not going to cut it.
I know.
I'm not done yet, okay. But it's sleepless nights, a lot of worry on my shoulders because I don't run up and buy a car.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone
And
purchasing a
everybody gave her
car
what she wanted
on someone
too,
else's-
on my card.
That is crazy.
And then they send me the bill. And I thought, you SOBs, don't do that to me. I didn't do this. And they argue with me on the phone, but your name is on the card. I said, I don't give a hoot, Danny, if my name is on the card or not. I want this taken off, and I want a letter. And then I've already talked to an attorney.
Bet you
It's a
have.
good lawsuit,
Yeah, it is.
because they stuck me hard.
Yeah, they
Let's
did.
get back to the good kind of credit. Okay, credit counts, as we all know.
It really
Yes, it does, really does. And how old should a child be? But let me ask you this, because what happened to me. Should a parent put a child on their own credit card, give permission for that child to have a card of her own?
Well, we talked about this as well. It's based upon, number one, they have to be 18 years of age, okay? But also, you have to look at this person and determine whether or not this is a very responsible individual. There are individuals that are attending college now, and sometimes their parents will give them a card just for security sake and an emergency comes about. But you also want to make sure that they have a clear understanding of how credit works and how that card will affect them long term in the event they misuse the card. So to give a young child a card, I say you put them on your...
17, 18?
Well, put them on, I mean, if you're going to do it, like I said, they have to be well educated. But you got to make sure you do it as an authorized user.
I did that with my niece, and I gave her a gas card like that one Christmas. I had this big box full of papers, and the card, of course, was hidden in the bottom. And I said, you only use this card when you need to use it. You do not let anybody else have it. Let anybody know you've got it, because the first time you screw up, I'm taking it back.
I understand that.